Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Gundam Seed, episode 14. I know that in the original, I think someone was saying in one of the comments that there is like kind of a recap, or there's like an expansion on some of the speeches I think that was given by Athrun and Croissant or something like that. I can't remember. I think they said it was in episode 14. I don't know if this is going to follow the same formula or not, because this is like the remastered version. If you think that it's very important, let me know and comment down below, and I might add that on to another episode somewhere, maybe, and we'll like watch it first for context, perhaps, or I might go check it out on my own or something. I don't know, but if you guys want to see that, let me know, comment, and tell me where to find it again. I'll look for that comment again, but it is kind of hard sometimes to sift through all the old comments, you know. And I have seen a lot of your guys' comments. I am actually enjoying that there is some debate. Now, again, right, if you guys are... I don't mind you guys being critical. I do read those comments. Trust me, I am. But, you know, if it's like super... I mean, just some points of like... It's just comments, you know, people. I'm not going to respond to some of those. Unless they're... You can see what I'm liking and not. Because, you know, I have a lot of opinions, and sometimes they're wrong. And that's just how it is. And sometimes, you know, some of the things I say, I'm filming right in the spot, so I'm reacting on rip. I have not processed my thoughts and what I'm saying as I do it. Normally when I watch things, I'm not commenting as I go through. I just absorb it, and then later I figure out my thoughts. And then usually I'll rewatch stuff too, to be like, oh, would I do that? It's hard with these reaction videos. But hey, sorry that was a long intro. Let's just jump right into it. Alright. There we go. I kind of agree with that. Well, I don't know about necessity, but things happen for a reason. You know, detectives say that too. Don't believe in anything as a coincidence. Well, that's not true. Oh, okay. Yes. But I like that idea that, you know, they're fighting with intention to win. However, sorry to keep pausing, formulating thoughts as we go through, but I don't necessarily agree with that. I think a lot of wars are fought with no intention of winning, necessarily. Well, you're winning in one aspect, you know, like fighting over resources is like, well, we need to win the resource. But if you're fighting for ideological reasons, there is a little bit more difference there, and perhaps you aren't necessarily fighting to win, you're just fighting for the cause. You want to win, yes, but like, I don't know, and let's take revolutions and stuff like that as kind of more of an example, because I think that more plays into it, and coups and whatnot, right? Those are like battles and wars that happen over like long periods, but those types of things aren't like necessarily fought. You want to win, yes, or maybe let's say like some civil rights movements or something like that, right? You could consider those like wars in a sense, like you're fighting for a cultural war, a more of a war for freedoms and laws to be made, right? And in those, you aren't necessarily trying to win. You're trying to get things changed, and in that aspect, I guess that is winning. I don't know. I'm not saying what I want to say exactly, and not formulating the words correctly. Okay, but I thought the war already started. Neutron jammers, okay. How does that work, though? Probably not going to explain it fully, though. But how do you stop nuclear weapons? Because the nuclear function is just proponent of, like, the actual missiles themselves, right? Like, an atom bomb doesn't really do anything. You just drop it and just boom. And that's just because of atoms and whatnot. So this is, it's starting to hurt my scientific side of my brain because are you just saying like the jammers are like EMPs almost to those specific weapon types? Because I don't think that would really work because a nuclear bomb you don't have to do anything really. I mean you do, right? There has to be a detonation device, but like you can't jam a bullet with a device. It's not how, or sorry, a gun. It's just mechanical mechanisms. There's no way to jam that without physically doing something. And the same happens with most bombs, right? Now, missile types, yes, with like targeting systems, okay, that makes sense. But you could still just take a bomb, like the first atom bombs, right, and just drop it, and then it will ignite. Even if, and again, right, even if like they dropped it and then Zaf took it out, you'd still have all that nuclear fallout at the end. So that part of me is like, I don't think that's realistic, this part right here. I do find it interesting as a concept, like, hey, neither side is able to use any nuclear weapons. Zaf found a way, but I just don't think that's possible. You can't stop a mechanical weapon, like, in any means unless you physically stop the mechanical weapon from working somehow. But that would be, like, factory work. But then they're having other weapons here, so it just, I don't know. It's slide. It's anime. Okay. We have Zaft. Oh, so the narrator's Zaft? Is this Croissant talking? Oh, I wonder if this is the speech that Croissant gave to the council. Oh no, he's just having his own monologue right now. Probably won't take anxiety. Okay. George Glen? Hey, oh, the guy that went into space? Yeah. Yes. Oh, I think I remember this. There was a comment. Somebody was talking about, like, George Glen. He was, like, the first coordinator, right? It sounds like a real person. I'm not, it's not George Glen. It's, I think, John Glen. Right? He was an astronaut. Hold on, let me look this up. So John Glen is who I'm thinking of, because I was like, that sounds so like very typical American. John Glen, in the Marine Corps, an aviator, an astronaut, a businessman, and a politician. And he was the third American in space and the first American to orbit the Earth. Actually made a movie about him. Oh god, I can't remember what it's called, and it's played, damn it, 1983 film. I watched this a long time ago when I was a kid. It's a good movie, by the way. Jupiter again! It's like Gundam 00. Oh wow, seven years. Honestly, that's pretty good. It took longer to get the Jupiter. Okay.
僕は受精卵の段階で人為的な遺伝子操作を受けて生まれたもの。詳細な技術のマニュアルを今世界中のネットワークに送る。
George Glen, that was horrible. I'm sorry, this guy's a piece of shit. I like that he was like, I'm gonna just release this to the public, because sometimes I think that's the best thing to do when you have like this technology. However, he is not thinking about all the repercussions of it. Like we have this technology today. It's a thing. We can make babies however we want with genetics. Like we have baby makers. But we just haven't released it, or maybe we haven't officially released it. Who knows? So if it was already being used, and he was like, "Hey, I want to bring this to light. Here's the stuff." If it was being kept secret, okay, fine, justified. Regardless, I think there's a better way to be like, say this is a thing, and then we should make laws about it, right? Because that's the problem we come in today's world, is the advancement of technology is so fast that lawmakers can't keep up, and so we don't have laws to go around stuff. Like, think about the internet. The internet's great. However, there's a lot of problems with the internet, and then we have to react to stuff. Same thing with, like, this types of thing. Like, hey, we have genes. However, how he came about this, right? Like, I could definitely see people are like, oh my god, does he deserve to be a gold medalist if you know, like competing with the same people. So now you're creating segregation between these people. Like, oh, this guy was a star athlete, but there's this, right? I don't personally think it really matters. Of course, it gives them a advantage. However, the aspect that pisses me off when we talk about genetics. Genetics don't make you good at anything. Skill is different from genetics. Genetically, yes, you might attain more muscle, or muscle mass is easier for your body to attain. However, genetics don't make you a good football player. Genetics do not make you a good Olympian. You have to put in work and skill for those things. They can play a factor into making you a better athlete in general. And, you know, you could look at Lacus's thing. Genetically, she was, like, made to be, you know, have a good voice in singing. However, to become any type of job, to become a good singer, you know, like, it's not just singing. It takes talent and work to do that. There's a lot more to it, right? You can't just be like, oh, yes. Or, again, right, like, you could be like Katy Perry, where she's not, like, she doesn't write her own songs and have people do all the work, and then she just has talent and sells shows. Okay, sure. Whatever. But, I mean, if you want to do that, go do that. And if you make good songs, I don't really care. However, this is what I hate, is that people are like, oh, genetically, you know, they did this because of that. I'm like, no, they just, I mean, maybe they're smarter, and I think this definitely takes it to a whole nother level in the show, for sure, right? I see that. But, again, this is where it's like reality versus anime. You know, it's taking it to a very drastic level. It's like, genetics, just one. They just don't... Genetics and skill are very different. I don't like that the line is blurred a lot of the time, especially in fiction. He's the regulator. Oh, that's where it came from. Okay. Okay. Okay, he's officially an asshole. He's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave. Yeah, you found more division. What? I mean, I definitely don't think that George Glen did a good job of this. Oh, he got murdered. I'm okay. He's released technology, right? Or the means of getting genetically enhanced. And it's available to everybody. And there's no, like, stopgap on money. And I know I made this point in previous videos or episodes. I don't see this much division. Personally, for me, again, right, anime, I got it. Don't worry. But I'm also trying to think of, like, different angles and stuff. I see there would be division. Yes, there's going to be a group of people. I mean, it's today, too, right? Like, today's world, we have the Amish. They're a minority. They're a very small group. Believe in technology. You know, they want a simple living. However, also do use technology. You see, it happens. It does, when how much they want to. It's just the natural way of the world. Like, no matter how much you want to fight progression, right, it's going to happen. With or without you. Right? With this, I see that the same being as coordinators. Yeah. We haven't even had an opening yet. That's pretty cool. Also, what is up with this OST? It's good, but it's very unnecessary. Oh, are those the end jammers? Dang. Okay, also, I want to know how they were used, though. Oh, is that after effects of a seed mode, maybe? He got the cooties from kissing Flay, is what it is. I mean, I agree with that assessment.
本館の目的および目的の変更はありません。
大丈夫か？副長さんとも？
バジルール少尉、ここで本館が落ちた。第八艦隊の犠牲のすべてが無駄になります。
I hope this gets addressed, because she needs to like listen to her argument.
大丈夫よ。
No.
戦勝の熱じゃないし、内臓にも特に問題ないし。
Huh.
今はとにかく水分取らせて、できるだけ体冷やしておくほかないでしょう。でも、
Shame.
まあ俺だってコーディネーター見るのなんて初めてだ
True.
ね。あまり自信持って診断できるわけじゃないけど。
I mean,
連中とにかく俺たちよりはるかに身体機能
okay, because they're a coordinator doesn't make them any different from a human. So, like, I get there's a lot of bias in this world, but genetically, they're not, like, different from a human. Like, there's so many things genetically that have to happen for you not to be considered a human.
死ぬような病気にはならないし、抵抗力は高い。まあ、死ぬし、熱出して寝込むこともあるが、そういったリスクは俺たちよりはるかに低いんだ。彼が乗ってたコックピットの温度、何度になってたか聞いたか？いえ、俺たちだったら助かんないぜ。
Hmm.
だからこんな熱くらいで。
That's okay. I mean, I'm just gonna try to take these things on face value and be like, okay, cool. Sorry about the scientific stuff that isn't accurate at all, but all right. Buddy,
気がついた。
you ready for some lovin'?
ダメよ、いきなり起きちゃう。
This is why I think Flay is a psychopath, right? Or has become a psychopath since her father's death. One, she already kind of had some views that were drastic, right, and kind of toward that. The thing that gives it away the most, I think, was that she's using, well, one, she's trying to manipulate things in a way to achieve her agenda, and whatever that is, right? And she doesn't feel bad about these things. That's, like, the biggest thing. And one thing for females, female psychopaths, right? Typically, they don't, well, like, you hear about serial killers, right? So, like, male serial killers are usually much more aggressive, much more refined. They'll, like, actually stab, use melee weapons or, guns or whatever. Something more brutal. And physically, like, they're able to do. While females, serial killers, are typically more, they may use a gun, right? But usually, like, poison, those types of things that aren't as physically demanding to kill a person. I bring that up, though, is because she's using these tactics, kind of more mental games, and that's why I'm, like, seeing, like, similarities in, like, female psychopaths, that she's using manipulation, more. Psychopaths in general use manipulation to get what they want. Again, I'm reading a book about it. Very interesting. But I think the sexual manipulation is what's kind of giving it away a little bit more. That she's just doing this, like, she kissed him, right? I think she's trying to do that to gain more leverage on Kira. Because she doesn't have feelings for Kira. Like, where did that come from, right? So I like that about the show. That it's like, okay, she kissed him, but she's doing it for a reason, not because they're making this artificial, like, romance between them, right? Kira, like, was sexually attracted probably to her, and then she kissed him, and he's like, oh, wow, that's cool. And he's being young, right, and naive about it. Better than, like, say, romance movies where they're just like, oh, these guys known each other for, like, a week, and now they're in love. Like, that's weird.
朝には下がったってさ、ストライクがすごいんだが、あいつの体がすごいんだが。そういやさ、キラーなんで時々あれのことをガンダムって呼ぶんだ？ああ、起動画面に出るんですよ。ジェネラルユニラテラルニューロリンクなんて感じで、その頭文字をつなげて読んでんでしょ。
Yeah.
軍の方じゃ一番最初の G だけで。
Oh, interesting. If there's one thing the government loves, it's acronyms, alright? And I definitely thought they would... That's probably the least accurate thing about this whole show. There's no way that the government's just like, oh, let's just label G. No, they fucking love acronyms. When I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, they definitely refer to it as Gundam. Come on, don't play with me here.
お疲れたろ。ゆうべはずっとキラについてたもんだ。少し休んだ方が。
私は
Let's see.
食事もキラと一緒にしたし、まだみんなみたいに缶の仕事があるわけでもないんだから。
古い。
キラには早く良くなってもらわなくちゃ。
I like that size, like, and a little suspicious there. He's gonna see her kissing. Oh, damn. Okay, that was weird. I just saw the jump in quality. Did you see that? Like, this looks clean. And then, this looks pretty good. It's like, okay. And then, boom, we have this. Looks completely different. The art style, sorry. I was watching a lot of visual effects videos earlier, so these types of things are going to jump out at me more now that I'm like actively thinking about them for some reason. And this is going to make me think about it more. Oh, they had an arranged marriage? Oh. Oh, damn. She's breaking up with him right there. He's like, yo. Whose dick she's sucking now, don't he? Oh, I see. She's trying to manipulate him by basically replacing Athron. You know, like making him care about her more than his best friend. So, and see, look, there's a different shift in style here, too. Who is this guy? Oh, is he part of Zaft? Ah. Introduction to this character. He looks cool, and I know he's going to be around for a little bit. Hope he doesn't die. Well, we'll see what his character turns out to be, but initial vibes, seems like a cool guy that I don't see more of. Whoa. Again, what is the point of this shower scene? Unless Flay walks in and starts fucking him. Again. Oh. Damn. Just gave him a bunch of trauma. Use it, Flay. Be like, hey, you remember who did that? Your friend. Well, it is Zach, but, you know. His friend supported Zach. That's wild that they killed all those passengers, though. That's wild. You see that? She smiled at that in his pain. She's a psychotic. I'm starting to enjoy Flay's introduction to character. Not that I like her, but I love that what she's being used for here. Oh my. And more. See, again, using sexual manipulation. Nah, Lacus is it. For sure. And then, oh, yep. Okay, I was about to say, and then they get shot. Oh, it's her. Okay. We finally get her again. Oh, damn. Okay, so... Alright guys, well, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit subscribe, smash the like, do all that cool stuff. Leave a comment down below. As you know, I always enjoy reading your guys' comments. And if you want to know what happens with this new group, because I'm thinking that this chick is part of another, like, separate group. You know, some sect, like a rebel group or something like that. that's not directly aligned with Earth Federation forces or Zaft, maybe against the war in general, seems to be maybe more towards Earth Federation forces but doesn't agree with their methods or something like that. Who knows? We'll see. I think that'd be an interesting dynamic, but if you want to know what happens, make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when the next episode drops. And without further ado, I'll see you in the next one.